Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Glaff, and this is the Kaldheim Brawl series. This is number 9 of 36, Varragoth Bloodsky Sire. Okay, the goal of this deck is basically to get Varragoth out. He is a Death Touch, 3 to cast, 2/3 creature who can boast, search, target a player, and search the library for a card, and then put that card on top. He seems best in the combo situation. It seems like an odd card to be any good as a commander, but I haven't actually lost a game with him yet. We'll see if that holds up during the... Oh no. Let's cancel that. I don't feel like finding him again. We'll see if that holds up during the stream. But what ends up happening in most games is we peer into the abyss. Okay? Target player draws cards equal to half the number of their cards in their library and loses the half of their life. Round up each time. Along with Underworld Dreams. Excuse me. Most people have seen this combo. What happens is they lose half their life with Peer into the Abyss, and then they draw half their deck. So target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. Round up each time. So say they have 25 life, they end up at 12 health, and then they draw, usually by then, around 20 cards. So we've got Underworld Dreams out. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Underworld Dreams deals 1 damage to that player. And the key is to make sure that you have Varragoth come out at a time when they're not going to be able to eliminate, or let's see, we've got them in our own deck. Eliminate, Heartless Act, Blood Chief's Thirst, Elspeth's Nightmare, Poison the Cup. You can see kind of the deal here. Feed the Serpent, Extinction Event. So you try not to let Varragoth die, and we try to get as many, get both of the cards from the combo. Now, since you're putting the card on top of the deck rather than drawing it, we probably want to draw that card right off the bat. Unless you're playing against someone like Turgid, who will make you discard the card and then you'll lose it anyway. You usually want to draw it right away. We have Village Rites with Sanatorium Skeleton. We have Skyclave, Sanatorium Skeleton with Ayara. She sacrifices a creature to draw a card. We have Mazemind Tome to draw, Tome of Legends to draw, Solemn Simulacrum. Let's see, what else? There's at least one more card draw that I'm missing here, right? Well, we'll see it in game, if not now. We've got massive creature killing abilities. We have the ability to make the opponent discard over and over again with Liliana. We've got Turgid to take advantage of that. A little bit of sacrifice. Driver Necromancer to pick up all the creatures that we kill. We need a lot of extra mana, so we've got everything from Nyx Lotus to Arcane Signet to try to make sure we have enough mana for Peer into the Abyss by the time we're ready to use it. Massacre Worm to pick up those wide boards pull out on the snow. Maybe every once in a while we'll let Varragoth go back to the graveyard so that we can just blood on the snow directly back to him. Ugin is a board wipe to pick up for that sort of for some sorts of situations that don't that the rest of the deck doesn't quite fit. Tyrite Sanctum to turn Varragoth into a god and then make it indestructible so we can easily use his boast ability. Faceless Haven sometimes just wins the game for us because we can do a little bit of extra damage here and there. Crawling Barrens for the same reason. And Castle Lochthwain again to draw the... There's the other draw. I knew there was one more. To draw that card that Varragoth puts on top. So, as I said, I haven't lost a game yet with this. Whether that's just the basic algorithm putting us against decks that are of similar commander strength or luck, I'm not sure, but it's surprisingly good. I came into this thinking, oh no, okay, here we go, Varragoth. What a difficult deck to build, but it was fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. So let's try a couple games and see what happens. Okay, here we have Pulocranus, Grakmaw. Oh, not Pulocranus. Pulocranus. It's Grakmaw. We'll go with that. We're starting with Underworld Dreams. Can't beat that. Got plenty of removal. Grakmaw is similar to the creature I was just mentioning, but he doesn't have escape. He just comes back as a creature of the same size. So this should be interesting. It's only 3 to cast. So he'll come out pretty quick. Maybe let's just get this going. Green has lots of ways to kill enchantments, but I don't think that most decks run it, so this is chancy. Underworld Dreams is our win condition. So if we lose this, anytime that you think that you might not be able to use your win condition, don't risk it. But right now, let's just go for the gold. We're gonna try to get our win condition right off the bat, and if it fails, this could lose us the whole game. It doesn't matter getting eliminated right now. We have to build up to 7 mana to be able to cast the Peer into the Abyss. So getting Varragoth up to 5 isn't the worst case scenario. This is 3 to cast. And just health is okay. Let's put him up to 5. We can kill it quite a few times here. We probably want to ramp next turn with Solemn Simulacrum just to get up to the right. Unfortunately, every time we kill this, we have to kill it twice, right? But ramping with Solemn Simulacrum next turn is probably the best bet. Puts Grakmaw back out. When it dies, he gets a +1/+1. I don't think that counts for Extinction Event or Feed the Serpent. He has no other special abilities. I think it's best to just go here for now. That gets us up to 4, 5, 6, 7, which allows us to then play Varragoth. I'm guessing we've already seen him eliminate. He probably has maybe not as many counters as we have, but quite a few. So let's see what he plays. 2 different exiles, which is really good. See, there's Pulocranus. That's what we were thinking before. It doesn't matter if Varragoth dies. Maybe he'll feel safe and feel like he doesn't even need to bother to kill Varragoth, but maybe playing Murderous Rider anyway is better. So this is 4, this is 3. Alchronos. Comes back as a 12, and you can just fight and kill the Varragoth. So I think Extinction Event for... Let's see if he blocks. Extinction Event for even is probably the play here. I get to draw a card rather than... Okay. Unfortunately, no. So let's Extinction Event. Even. Just kill the Polacronos. We don't ever want to see it again. Maze Mind Tome. If he can just fight our Varragoth, we really don't have a chance to play it. But next turn we have 7, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Maybe scrying. Let me just Murderous Rider and Feed the Serpent here. He does draw a card and put Grakma down as a 4/4. But it doesn't create a new 4/4. Okay, I should have scried, but didn't. Okay, so now since we have the ability, let's just... See, if he kills it again, that's 5 mana. We don't want it to go to 7. That's really expensive. 5. Usually we've got enough ramp in here that we would have 1 extra mana at this point, which would really be helpful. So I suppose having him spend the next whole turn playing Grakma again. Ah, okay. Not bad. Let's just Maze Mind. We want to start using it in case we need. Okay. That's interesting. So in case we need the life from it, let's just keep scrying and using it as quick as we can. Hopefully drawing some cards, but my worry is that with that full hand and him not casting anything, that's probably removal. Here it comes. The grid thing is, doing 3 damage a turn isn't hurting us. We have a little bit of time before it gets critical. Definitely going to want... Okay. 10-10. Alright. So, I'm gonna have to just play this. Definitely will need this next card. I mean, without it, we might just have to keep playing Varragoth out. We win instantly if we can draw it. So we've got 43 cards left. The chance that we draw it without Varragoth are minimal. And this is a good sign. Attacking in. Pass. 11, 12, 13, 14. So we need to do something here. Block. Okay, nothing. That's good. This is not able to be hit with the Tyrite Sanctum. Down to 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Swarm Shambler. The reason I'm not blocking the Stone Coil Serpent is I'm taking the chance that he doesn't end up killing Varragoth and lets us attack with it next turn. If we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, that's just perfect, just the right amount to be able to cast Peer into the Abyss. So that wins the game all in one stroke. The other thing we could have done is block the Stone Coil Serpent. What would he have? And block the Stone Coil Serpent and just win that. Or not just win, but at least block him from hurting us again with it. Because he wins next turn, hands down, with Stone Coil Serpent. What do you foretell in that situation? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not Poison the Cup. And he's targeting converted mana cost 2 or less. Destroy it. Well, I mean, ideally we would have gotten one more turn, put a Tyrate Sanctum, counter on it to turn him into a god, and then make him indestructible. Which there are still ways around that. The only chance we have right now is to draw a card, get a Faceless Haven. Wasn't ever going to come to anything. Very, very rarely is that going. Look at that. Well, what can you say? 42 cards in the deck. We drew a card with Maze Mind Tome. We ended up with Peer Into the Abyss. He's tapped out. He has 20 health. We have Underworld Dreams out. Tommy the Cat, the cat, and I say unto thee, so that was an extremely lucky game. Don't expect that to happen every time, but I haven't had a game where I didn't get the combo yet, so maybe I should. Perhaps. I'm putting Tome of Legends down first because Varragoth comes down, gets 2 counters. Maybe Timorant first in case if no, it's one of these. Okay. Let him kill it if he wants. Get to draw a card at least. J. King strolling down in the alley like butter dripping off a hot biscuit. Well, I think getting our first, if we can get it for free, our first combo piece. Generally, I like to get Underworld Dreams right off the bat. Now, 3 on there. We can just draw the card right away. Can put Timorant down or the Maze Mind Tome. Okay. Could foretell the Poison the Cup. There's very little chance of him actually milling. If there's any chance at all that your opponent's going to mill, of course you want to draw right away. That's one of the reasons we have so much draw in the deck. Since we want a land drop next turn, I really do think just activating this is the best play. But here we go. Here comes Timorant. Every once in a while, your opponent's going to misunderstand the deck, and they're going to be like, oh, this is a bigger threat. Let's go after it instead. So this lets us draw a card and play Underworld Underworld Dreams right away. Very few times when another black deck can kill the Underworld Dreams. And aggression. Possibly, rather than the Underworld Dreams, just drawing the next combo piece would have been better right there. I'm so used to waiting for a while before I actually draw it that generally I don't do it right away. I think I really want them both in my hand. Okay. Just gonna kill Varragoth, but that's fine. We already used him for what we needed. So the biggest problem here, at the top there, is getting enough mana to actually cast it before he kills us. This looks like a fairly fast version of this deck. I could put Maze Mind Tome down. Maybe that's better. We want to be able to draw into enough land to be able to cast what we need. Can't cast Poison the Cup this turn. We'll have 43 at least land by the time we end the game. Some cards in his hand, I mean. Sorry. Wish we could have put the Palladium Mirror out. Hopefully he doesn't kill it when we do. Already down to 11. This is getting to be dangerous with Veto out. Veto can be surprising. Okay, there's no sense in scrying right now, except that I might just waste it. Waste the scry, or scry and then take the land before the Peer into the Abyss. It doesn't really matter. You have 4 draws with a Tome of Legends. Veto's going to be really fast here, though. Okay, interesting. Let's just use the scry up. Just to push it a little bit. What's better here? Skyclave Relic. We can spend 1 to draw a card. Okay. They can kill Palladium Mirror. Unfortunately, we have only 4 mana. By this time is really rare. I think we have to kill Veto. Let's just do it before their turn starts so that we don't get the hit from Sanctum of the Stone Fangs, which means he's going to draw a card and gain a life. Or do you gain a... No. Oh, that's from the Bastion, yeah. At least that stops a little bit of the... Okay, they lose 2 life, no big deal. Being so low on mana, this isn't gonna happen very often. I'm just gonna scry right now. Awesome. I mean, it stops their IR from attacking us, but it certainly isn't a land we need. Let's see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we played out everything in our hand, we do have enough mana. But it's 2 turns away. If we get 1 more land, that's 5. Then we could cast the Skyclave Relic and the Palladium Mirror. So 3, So if we draw a land, then that's 5 land out. We play this. We have 2 land untapped, plus the new one we put in, plus the plus the mana from the Skyclave Relic. Then we play the Palladium Mirror, and then the next turn after that we can peer into the Abyss. It's just, it's not enough, unfortunately. And we didn't even draw it. 3 life. If we kill anything, we go down to 2. I've never been this mana screwed before with this deck. See, we got both of the conditions. If I could play this turn, they'd be dead. Why they didn't just attack with Ayara? Maybe so they could draw a card? I mean, I don't know. Is there any way to gain any health at all? Any advantage at all? We're down to 2. Heartless Act doesn't save us. Suppose trying to draw a card, if we would have been able to take this one more turn. Is there anything in the deck? Suppose we could see what they do. Maybe they only attack with 1 creature. even if, yeah. Okay, draw a card. Oh, Veto's still out. Oh. Okay. Let's scry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe if we can make it to next turn, maybe they'll just decide not to attack. Oh wait, attacked with the wrong creature. Okay, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, you get mana screwed now and then with any deck. Unfortunate. Well, that's the first loss I've had with this deck. I don't see any other pathways for that game that would have gone better. Drawing a little bit quicker, playing Palladium Mirror a turn earlier. Did we have Palladium Mirror while we could have... Yeah, maybe... Yeah. Oh, it's Godzilla. Which Godzilla are you? You've got Mothra behind you. Zabortha. Strength incarnate. Oh wow. I don't think I've seen this commander. So, red and green. Sure looks like you're about to kill a creature. I'll offer out Ayara before I offer Varragoth. Allows me to gain a little bit of health and do a little bit of damage. Do you want to draw a card? Of course you do. Got the village rights open. So if he really wants to kill Varragoth, at least we get to draw. Keep our land drops going, get up to 7. It's only a 7/3. Still vulnerable to Extinction Event and all of the other Poison the Cup and whatever. Okay. Again, still vulnerable to Extinction Event. Odd though. Everything we're seeing is odd. So we can. I think that the ability to attack with Varragoth and then Poison the Cup and Boast gives us quite an advantage here. We might block with Garrick's Harbinger. Remember, this is hexproof from black, which means that it can't be the target of black spells or abilities, but it's still dies to black creatures or death touch or whatever. Do that on their turn. Scry 2. The Sanatorium Skeleton isn't bad because we have village rights in the hand, so maybe we'll just keep that. Just one moment. Odd, 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 odd. So that's 5. Okay, we don't need to play Underworld Dreams this turn. We already have it. All we need to do is boast 6, so we can boast and Extinction Event. Perhaps not attacking with Ayara and sacrificing the Varragoth was a better play there, but that's okay. We can still sacrifice with Village Rites. We want to boast. So. Here into the Abyss. Right there, again. And then Extinction Event. There's Exiles, so your indestructibility does not hit that. Odd. Okay, so that gives us 6, 7. So in 2 turns, unless they can interact somehow with Underworld Dreams, maybe they've got a Gem Razor, something like that, then this is a win for us. Looking good. Usually it seems like our opponent's thinking, what the hell? Okay, good game. We win at this point. Can you triple the damage of that creature? Double. Not good enough. Close. Very close. Can you then do 6 damage? Inescapable Blaze, Bone Crusher Giant. Good. Good. I mean, very close game. If we missed 1 land drop here, this is what we want to see. We want to see the opponent tap down before we play Peer into the Abyss. Incredibly close game. The way it's supposed to be. Another Grakmaw. Let's see if they can fare better this time. I like the Heartless Act. I don't like that these are so big. I want more than just Faceless Haven. This hand has potential. It's not horrible, but okay. Yeah, it does more, but it's not perfect. I mean, we can Village Rites the Solemn Simulacrum, we can at least Skyclave Relic on the 3rd turn. I hope. Both hands have their advantages. This hand could be horrible. Okay, we drew the 3rd land, so we've got play. Don't be afraid to Skyclave Relic without the kicker. Of course you want the kicker. It's always going to be better, but in this deck it's mostly just a single mana source. Unfortunately, the Draugr can't take a commander. I think we just want the land here. What can you hit? Destroy target creature with converted mana of 2 or less. Okay. Weird. Wasn't thinking that it could hit that. I don't know why it's highlighted. All right. And oh, really? It's tempting to Village Rites, draw 3 cards. I think that's probably the right play here. Six mana. Ideally, they don't kill this, and then I can start taking their stuff. But if we play it next turn, we can. Ooh, I got Liliana and Turgid together. So anyway, if we play this next turn, we can Bloodchief Thirst whatever they play and just take it from them. Turgid with Liliana, I have a hard time not going for that. It's a very powerful play. Making me wish I had that Skyclave Relic. Okay, so if they've got any removal, Turgid's dead, and that's fine. What our main game plan, of course, is to get Varragoth out. So that's okay. Block that, since it usually won't be a 6 anyway. We want... Let's see, Liliana dies without a blocker. I wonder if we can get them to focus on her and ignore Varragoth. Not take the extra card here. 4 cards in the graveyard. I don't want to discard, so let's just go for the -3 ability. If we -3 the Grakmara, he probably just plays it again this turn with his land drop. Stuck on 4, so that's been really helpful. But then he gets a 3/3 anyway. It doesn't count as dying. Why doesn't he get a +1/+1 counter on it? Oh, if it had a +1/+1. What is this? Poison the Cup. Battle. What's that? What's that elephant that draws you a card every time you... dies. Gets a 3/3 back anyway. Then he spends the whole next turn casting. But if he's tapped out, then we get to be able to attack with the Varragoth. So I think Liliana dying is better. That way we can attack with Varragoth, get our free card, and then get our second card and finish off our combo for free. Probably pretty good, huh? It was poison the cup. Sometimes you hate being right, don't you? Okay. 2 to the top. Sickening. Don't care if he hits us for 3, so I'm not going to be blocking. Want the Palladium mirror down, and the Draugr needs Necromancer. And that gives us a board, gives us some threats, allows the Blood Chief's Thirst to take something from him with the Draugr. Guess you want land. I still don't trust that the threat is over. I hate putting it off right now, but I think playing the Varragoth right now, it just dies again. He knows something's up with our creature. Most people don't understand this deck at all. Okay, so I can do it again as an instant, take it back to my hand before he exiles the graveyard. And might as well attack with the Draugr Necromancer. I mean, we're really showing him that we want this to live. Unfortunately, I think he's taking that to heart. And he has one creature there. Heartless Hack doesn't do much. I could X is the number of counters. Like, oh, so if I kill it, it just goes away, and he has to remake it. But at the same time, 8/9 mana, whereas this is 5, we can keep replaying it, and what's in our hand isn't worth. So with the Palladium Mirror, we can replay it several times. Eventually we'll be able to outpace the... Okay, so outpace the removal that he has. Attacking in with that, if he double blocks, then we can kill both creatures without him getting a 3/3. Might end up doing that anyway. Removing 3 counters from the Grakmaw, turning it into a 0/0. Hopefully that feels like pressure for him. Let's end turn. See what they do. I suppose he could have turned this into a 4/4. Doesn't want to sacrifice it though. Could always Blood Chief's Thirst the Ooze. Oh, not again. Okay. Like I said, we've got plenty of mana. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. It's only up to 7. The Henge is going to kill us if nothing else does, though. And again, and again, and again. With all the counters, I think just doing a Heartless Act here, forcing him to replay the Grakmon next turn takes away a little bit of option from him. We can Bloodchief's Thirst. No, we can't. That's 4 mana. 3. Oh, it gave it to us for a second. Okay. We can Bloodchief's Thirst the Stonecoil Serpent, though. Okay. Respect. Starting to look a little difficult here. Too bad I didn't let this go back to the graveyard. Maybe that's the play. Let's let him fight it one more time. Maybe he fights it. Does he fight it, or does he cast another spell? He probably fights it. So we could then Draugr Necromancer. Destroy all creatures. Protection from... Okay. Alright. Let's keep this going since our life total is high. Do this one more time and then let it go to the graveyard and return it with Blood on the Snow. If you don't know Blood on the Snow, you can destroy all creatures or planeswalkers and then return a creature from the graveyard with a mana cost X or less from your graveyard, where X is the amount of snow. We can easily put 6 snow into it at this point. 9 snow in. Yep, he just fights it again. Decline. The decline right there will mean a lot to some people, but nothing at all to others. Oh, right. Should have blocked all in that situation, of course. I can attack in. I don't really see the point, though. If you're trying to be like big brain gamer and you think maybe they'll just not block because you've got some trick in your hand, but the problem is he's going to gain life. He's gonna do all sorts of things. Yeah, just not worth it. I wanted to do that because it doesn't actually, like, our win condition doesn't matter how much life they have in this context. If they've got 100, then it really does, but anything less than 60 usually, sometimes 40 health, it doesn't really matter. So we pay with snow, and we get Varragoth back. He's got 4 cards in hand, so he probably just dies again. But we didn't return him to the hand, so we didn't increase our commander count. Can I return my Sanitarium skeleton to my hand, please? Wait, why? Oh, I see. Guess we don't want to return this right now. Save open that eliminate. Do this at the end of the turn if we decide not to. Save open for eliminate. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 12. And what's good here is we can attack in and then eliminate. That's the wrong one. We don't want to eliminate in the hand. That's 3 or less. This is 4. Okay, so they're just going to fight. Unfortunate, isn't it? And the fight here, it prevents damage, so that's why the death touch isn't working, in case you were wondering. Let's eliminate this. We don't want him attacking in with it. 8, 9, 10. So we're at 11. It's unlikely that we'll be able to ever attack twice. Pulachronos is the bane of this deck, right? It just makes things go badly, doesn't it? Just keep bringing it back. And -2, -2 doesn't help in any way. I suppose having the creature out does. It's only 6 to cast, so we can do both of these. Well, it's not an unredeemable game. We still have some exile effects that can hit Pulachronos. We can survive a little bit just on the Sanatorium skeleton. Oh no, we just fight it. That's right. Yeah. Down to 2. We can survive quite a while. And draw a swamp. At least we get to play Varragoth, right? So he fights Varragoth and we lose. If you don't get lucky enough to draw, what is this? Oh, I get to choose this card here. Have a 0/0. Have a 2/2. Yeah, if they get a Pulachronos and you don't have any exile, obviously it's just an immediate loss. But you saw, okay, so that card starts out at 3. It was up to 11 to cast. What is that? 8, 4 times, right? So we put him out 4 times. I mean, normally that's going to be enough. Kaldheim with Heliod. I like it. It's got a little bit of special effects, a little bit of destruction, a little bit of death touch, a little bit of ramp. A lot of ramp. White tends to be a little less interactive with the Heliod decks, so there's a good chance we'll actually be able to Varragoth twice and win. Okay, generally in this deck we want Death Touch. Death Touch is a threat, threats get a card taken out of the way. The more cards we have in the way of their plan, the more chances they will use their single that they will use their one card destruction or exiles on our Death Touch creatures. In fact, that's the whole reason we have Death Touch in the deck. Okay. We don't have enough things for Indestructible in the deck. I wish there were more. There's just not a lot of exiles. Of course, this is his commander, so he just comes back anyway. I think it may be worthwhile to kill the Daxos here. The Eidolon doesn't die to anything we have, and the Charming Prince is less of a threat, unless he can keep returning it to his hand, of course. So, ramp with 0, or Draugr with no threats to kill anything. I shouldn't say that. We can take Charming Prince next turn, and that's actually really good. So let's try this. With the Massacre Worm, we take the Charming Prince, allows us to keep him down a mana so that we take off the Heliod. Ouch, 4, 5, down to 11. That's not good. So that's 4, 5, 6. Massacre Worm is a 6/5, so that stops the Eidolon of obstruction from attacking and gives us a Charming Prince. If we could survive another turn, Nyx Lotus would be a better play, because then the Massacre Worm coming down gives us turns this into a 4. But we can't. Whatever he plays this turn probably brings Heliod back, because that's 3, 4, and it only needs 5. So he's back in play. Oh, he's not. Okay, so that's 8 damage. He gains 3 life. I'm just giving up the Massacre Worm for nothing. If I block, Charming Prince comes down, exile and return. Beginning of the end step. Wow. Okay, that is really good. So we... I guess attacking doesn't do much good because he just blocks with those. Poison the cup. Rough game. Definitely have to poison the cup, so we need 5, 6, 7. We need 3 of that. We have 4 left. 2, we can Tome of Legends. Charming Prince. Okay. Ouch. I mean, I guess the play is to double block here. It's not a pleasant play. Let's do it the other way. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. I really want the Draugar to be second, but it won't allow me to do that. And I mean, it's not nothing. We're keeping him down off of the Heliod. Gain some life. Gain some life. I thought we would gain some life. Here, this. Might as well. One, 2, 3. He needs 5, so 2 more. I'm not completely convinced he couldn't remove a creature and play a card, so I'm just going to play it safe here, not attack with anything. Make is 1/1. No, he can't do that yet. Locthwain doesn't do much good when you have no health. Not bad. 6, 7, 8, 12. So we'll use the Nyx Lotus to... Maybe he doesn't even kill the Varragoth. Let's see what he does. Would it be worthwhile to Faceless Haven? I don't know. Starting to look more and more promising, though. Okay. Okay. Really? Right on. Okay, I mean, guess we don't need to blood on the snow. Don't see any situation in which he is able to bring Heliod out next turn. Even if he does, we have Faceless Haven to cover. Okay. I don't know if it's learning, but I mean, okay. Did you know it was coming? Have you played against this deck? I don't know, because I haven't seen anybody else make this deck yet. I looked online and I didn't see a single list, so. Kroxa, with a hole in the stomach, reminiscent of, oh, what's that creature from Heroes of the Storm? I think this is good. Got enough of everything to start it up. Let's just put a threat out. That way, if he wants to start destroying our creatures, it gives him a chance. Hold back on the Varragoth. Well, I think that's okay. He's not going to just kill it. Start up our... Hopefully we're taking that as a sign that he doesn't just have the ability to kill stuff. If that's a lowest priority creature that he doesn't care about, then that might be the wrong move, but it really does look like this is mostly a control deck about discard rather than creature killing. Maybe he just doesn't have it in his hand. 4. Already Blood on the Snow. I love that Palladium Mirror. Pretty cool. Too bad he kills himself. I think the play here is to tap here and eliminate here. 3 or less. And that gets one creature off the board. Gives him a big threat to concentrate on. Allows us to have another creature for another threat. This all leads to a much quicker Varragoth win. It takes the focus off of Palladium Mirror. And I don't want to get rid of Blood on the Snow because often you can take Varragoth back. Unfortunately, Poison the Cup of all things It's such a powerful card, but it's probably the weakest here. Croxa dies, we get it. Lovely, huh? This is not something I probably want to actually cast, because then he'll just get it back in his graveyard. It's really tempting. You know, he's only got 2 cards in his hand. What are those? Those are scary. But at the same time, it's probably very likely that our best move right now is just to put the Varragoth out, put the Maze Mind Tome out, scry on our turn out of laziness. Oh. We're only 1 mana away from the win condition. So I think Liliana's an okay choice right here. As long as we get 1 more land within the next couple turns, we're okay. Very strong position, so a creature that, or a planeswalker that brings us just a little bit closer probably wins the game, if we haven't already won. If they want to do some damage this turn, I'm fully willing to take it. Let's make him discard. I don't really want to discard either of these, to tell you the truth, so maybe we won't. Let's make him, let's just kill the 2/3. Oh, I thought I should have done that. If I would have tapped the Palladium Mirror right there, that would have been a free... Why can't I cast it with that? There's an ice counter. Pay a red. From snow sources. Right, of course. Sorry about that. I'll just draw a card then. Here we go. There's some snow. Apologize for not playing this deck out just right at the moment. This should be an easy win if I keep playing like this, though. Unfortunately. So, okay, that's good. He's going after the Draugr. We put enough pressure on him with that. See, that's what we want. Well, ideally, we should have drawn a card. We should have drawn our win condition from Varragoth. I got so focused on the Liliana last turn that we didn't. And then this turn we would be drawing Peer into the Abyss, right? Since I messed it up right now, we're just gonna put that Underworld Dreams into the hand. But that's okay, right? Still got time. Luckily, our opponent isn't pressuring us in any way. Lotus. Alright. We'll wait to cast the Underworld Dreams for just a second here. Is the Peer into the Abyss. Oh, very last card in the list. Okay. So this turn we'll just throw out the Nyx Lotus. It's only at 2. That's still enough. Let's see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's perfect. This is 7. This is 3. Yes, I would very much like to target my opponent. They've got 4 mana open. I have had games where it's a red opponent with the ability to kill me in hand, and it was a very dangerous thing to do, but in this situation, 21 card draws with 4 mana open, there's no way they can do 24 damage, so it's perfectly safe. Let's do one more. Ah, Tusky. That's one we don't see very much. Starting with Peer into the Abyss. Any hand where we start with one of our win conditions is a pretty good play. Okay. Tempting to want to put this down. 1 for a 1/1 Death Touch. Let's keep it though. Once we're under a little bit of pressure and we want to play the Varragoth, we think that maybe they've got some sort of fight mechanic that, you know, we'll test it with this, and a very good draw to be able to test it with, and then we'll see. Otherwise, this is great to hold back for a draw. Toski. We have 3 answers, I think, in the deck for Toski. Anything that can minus his health. No point in attacking with Timurit. Toski is, after all, indestructible. So probably no fight mechanics. Likely he uses them here or within the next turn. So it's a 4/4 now. Very little to do about that at the moment. If we let it hit us, then he draws cards, so we don't want that. We want to keep boosting up Timurit. Academ's Awakening is looking more and more like a land, so we'll just play that tab now. Could Varragoth. The chance that this mutates again this turn is pretty high. That it goes over 6 is a little bit lower, but it's not uncommon to see this sort of thing go up to 6 and then fight the Timurit. There's that 6/6. Looks like a cross between a giraffe and a horse. I forget what it's called, but that comes out, and we at least don't touch Varragoth. Leave him alone. No, we don't want that. Ah, see. There he goes. Primal Might straight to there. Not ready for Blood on the Snow quite yet. 5 isn't above our call there. Generally, you want, once you have Blood on the Snow, you want to be thinking Varragoth goes in the graveyard rather than back into the commander zone. Alright. getting to be a problem. I mean, in this case, you're even considering trying to boast Varragoth into a eat to extinction. Let's see, even, odd, even, maybe even extinction event. It's got trample, so a chunk blocker does us very little. It's got indestructible, so death touch does nothing. Rough, very rough. I'll put this out anyway, just to give this a +1. You might want to just block with it. I think we haven't put a land down this turn, so let's just sacrifice the Sanatorium Skeleton, start using that combo. Ooh, drawing extinction event. That's what we wanted to see. Do we hold this back? It doesn't really do us any good right now, so I suppose so. And maybe attacking with this would have been a good idea. I really don't feel like blocking with it yet. 5 is a lot. Odd, even. That's too bad. Maybe putting this out would have been the play then. Oh, then again. Well, it doesn't die to an odd. Right. Okay. I mean, gets it out of the way. Questionable either way. Okay. Now, just letting Varragoth go to the graveyard feels better right now, because then we can just blood on the snow. Get rid of the Elder Gargaroth. Thought we'd have more time. I didn't really see this epic proportions coming. It's not a card that most people are playing right now. Extinction Event, though, does kill the... It resets the Migratory Greathorn without killing our Ayara. Then we can also put the Death Touch out to kill the Gargaroth, so it's something. It's better than sitting here dying. So I want even. That's 6. So if he doesn't even draw land next turn, that's going to kill him. Most likely want to tap the Ayara if he does end up attacking with Elder Gargaroth. Well, no, we want to Death Touch the Gargaroth, so I suppose drawing a card is much less important than that. Cultivate, so no, he doesn't have the land to be able to recast. Oh, he did cast it. Wants more land. Resolve, sorry about that. So if he kills Ayara, Skewed Swarm. That might be worth a blood on the snow by itself, to tell you the truth. That might make him feel comfortable enough to not even attack with the Elder Gargaroth. Good. Since we're going to blood on the snow, I suppose we might as well kill the Felmire Knight, and then at least we get Ayara back. other half back. Think. Make a threat. This probably gives him an extra card, but I mean, it's a weird thing to do. Like, it freaks people out, like, oh, you're gonna kill my Gargaroth. So, I mean, it's a questionable thing, but I think it was worthwhile in that one to threaten. And we blood on the snow. And then we probably want Iron back. So not anything quite as good as hurting the graveyard. This is 3. Toski's 4, so to be able to exile Toski, we'll have to kill Ayara anyway. I think taking the chance here that doesn't have anything else that kills Varragoth. If we don't get our Underworld Dreams, we never win the game. We've got enough mana to cast Peer into the Abyss, and we have it just sitting here in our hand. So I think this is the way to go. Let's not even bother attacking with Ayara. This person knows that that doesn't kill his Toski. This is one of the decks coming up that I'm going to make. I can't wait to try it. Looks like a lot of fun. See, there's that 6/6. I guess we just take the damage here. Feed the Serpent next turn. So we can feed the Serpent and boast. Yeah, trample anyway, so no point in pretending that blocking matters. Draw that card. I dare you. And this is a big risk. The chance that he has another creature, like, I already played the... Oh, we just exiled this, so it's in the exile pile. We already played the Auspicious Sterix, that's what we were thinking. It's basically a horse. Not a lot of draft in there, like I was saying, but the chances that he plays something that kills us that turn is not nothing. So, a little bit of danger. 4, 5, 6, 7. Still not enough to... Gem Racer. That even takes away the ability to kill him with the Peer into the Abyss next turn. So this turned into a much more dangerous game. Have to play this turn. Call the Death Dweller gets us very little. Timurit's not nothing, though, especially with Underworld Dreams. No, he didn't kill the Skyclave Relic with Gem Razor. What did he kill? It's really lucky that we didn't have Underworld Dreams out. Well, we put out Timurit then. And Falmir Knight. It's a 2/10. So hopefully he feels like this is the threat. Give this Death Touch since the other one already has it, and Sure, -2. Puts us up to 6. Good game. Having the ability to tap IR and kill something that's already blocked is good. I'm not going to attack. Attacking has nothing to do with our win condition. And possibly he feels threatened enough by the Underworld Dreams that he spends some of this 11 mana to kill it if he has the ability. Hopefully he thinks we need to kill creatures. Let's go after those. Ideally, that's the case. 7 mana available. Just right at the lower limit. Okay. That's 24, 24. Oof. If he had red and he could fling that at me, he has the ability to untap it. There's 2 green instants that untap a creature. Or is there only one? Ram through. Feel free. Just kill that. Deal that damage. Oh, ram through. Right. Trample. Excess damage dealt to that country. Well, good game. That was so close. We were right up to the limit. Yep. -15. So we had him next turn. That was that was a really close one. All right, that was cool. Very, very close. Unfortunately, a top deck killed us. Okay, for the Varragoth wrap-up. Bet you didn't think Varragoth was going to be a good commander, did you? Okay, I admit it, I didn't either. The only games I've lost with him, again, were on stream. This keeps happening to me. I'll make a deck where I lose almost no games, or no games in this case, and then I go on stream and my win rate drops. But as you can see, he wins games. He's a playable. I don't know how, but he is a playable commander, or at least a brawl commander. If you can think of another combo that just instantly wins a game, like Peer into the Abyss with Underworld Dreams, please let me know. If we had 2 win conditions, this deck gets much better. It's already winning. The problem is, I'm not seeing a lot of control decks. One counterspell at the right time destroys the deck. This deck is ahead of the curve right now for Brawl because nobody sees it coming. I don't see a single other good Varragoth Brawl list anywhere on the internet. If you see one, please show me. I'd love to see it. I've looked and I can't find one. Nobody's taking this guy seriously. We all know why. It's not as if he's this hidden master who's just ready to break standard Brawl or anything like that. I'm not saying that in any way. But since people don't understand what he's capable of, the Underworld Dreams Peer into the Abyss combo comes out of nowhere for most people in Brawl. It's pretty fun. I would attempt it. Don't craft a bunch of cards just for this deck, unless you love it. if you just want to play some jank that actually works for once, and it really is, one little problem with the board not getting up to 7 destroys you. Peering to the Abyss is very expensive, but usually we can get there. It's got an okay curve for, especially for a combo deck. We can usually get there. I have all but the couple times that you've seen in this video. Um, really, really fun to make. It surprised me. Another one of those commanders I did not think I could make work, and it worked. Maybe all of them will work. We're on number 9 of 36, and every single one has been a blast so far. So I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. The Kaldheim commanders are just great. Enjoy your brawls. Good luck, and remember, always have fun with your games. All right, see you next time.